This is how you get access to 100K in business funding in 30 days or less for free, meaning without paying a funding coach like myself. This is how you get down to it. No intro on this one. We just gonna jump straight on in. So first of all, why am I doing this? Because a lot of people don't want to pay a funding coach. A lot of people don't want to go a route where they're actually working with an expert that has business relationship managers, so on and so forth, that can create their funding strategy for them and make it a seamless and easy process on getting business funding. So this video is for you. Now, my name is Colin Brown, and I actually run a paid service where I help my clients get access to 100K plus in business funding so they can either start, grow, or scale their companies. But still, today I'm going to tell you how to do it for free, okay? Now, this is not going to be the long, drawn out version of it. I have more videos on that, but today I'm going to make this very simple. Now, if you want to get access to business funding yourself for free without paying someone, these are the things that you need to consider. Number one, let's talk about this. Is it possible? Yes, absolutely. Of course. When you pay someone, especially an expert in any field, kind of like a lawyer, right? You can represent yourself in court, but obviously a lawyer that has the experience more than likely is going to get a better deal than you would by yourself, right? It's no different when it comes to hiring someone to help you get access to funding. Now, here are the things that you will miss out on that you can get around if you know what you're doing. Now, number one, the thing that you have to consider is you may have to go inside of the branch. A lot of our clients can get access to 200K, 250K plus and never step foot in a bank because of the relationship managers that we work with. For you, just accept. You may be able to get somewhat similar results. It depends on the skill of the person applying, but somewhat similar results. But you do have to accept that you may have to go inside of a branch. Number two, your limits probably will not be as high. We've gotten clients 50K approvals, 75K, 100K plus approvals, 150K plus approvals. But when you're going like online, no guidance at all, it's just a much less likely chance that you will have the exact same results. It is what it is on that. It's okay. The thing I'm going to show you what you can do about these things. I'm just getting this out the way so you understand what you are looking at. And two, lastly, I should say time. It will take a lot more time because you will have to take longer building relationships with the banks for better results. A lot of our clients are able to get funded without taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months building relationships because of the relationship managers that we have. However, if you're willing to take the long game, if you're okay with your limits not being as high and you have no problem going to the branch, maybe this is for you. So what would you do? Going inside the branch and lower limits and everything, you can't do too much about that. However, what you can do is you can go to bankbranchlocator.com. This is the website that I normally use. However, there are other websites that can accomplish the same thing. Step number one, when you get here to bankbranchlocator.com, what I want you to do here is go to the state that your business is in. Not the state that you live in, the state that your business is in, because that's going to be the state that you're going to have the most access to as far as funding, or at least the banks that you have access to when it comes to funding. If you live in California, but you establish your business in Wyoming, well, I would look at Wyoming banks. It's going to be better from a funding standpoint. I know there's taxation involved here and things like that, being anonymous, But when it comes to a funding standpoint, it's going to be a lot better if your home state matches your business state. But it does not have to be. I promise you that. Trust me on that. We've done that countless times. But it just sometimes lowers the amount of back and forth you have to go with the banks and verification and things like that. But let's say that you are in, say, Ohio. Now, if you're in Ohio, step number one for me would be this. You can literally just go to the bank that you have the best relationship with. What is the best relationship? How do we quantify that? What bank do you have where you have most of your money coming in on the personal side and most of your money coming in and out on the business side? Especially if you have other products with them, like a personal credit card. Already you have a personal loan with them, even an auto loan, even more accounts, right? A merchant account, so on and so forth. Who you have the most products with for the longest period of time, that will be your strongest relationship. And if you don't have business funding from your strongest relationship, what are you doing? So say if that is KeyBank for you. Well, now with KeyBank, you just need to know the rules of the game, right? You need to know what KeyBank is looking for. So what I would do is I would go to KeyBank and say, hey, go to a branch manager there or a banker. I would like to speak with a branch manager or a business banker, but if you have a rapport with someone that is just a standard banker, that's okay too. But I would go to them and say, hey, based on the different approvals that you've seen, what does KeyBank typically look for when it comes to applying and being approved for your business credit card? If you've been in business for 2 years and have revenue, then you can ask for the business line of credit or for the business loan. Ask them what KeyBank is typically looking for, and if you match up, boom, apply. There you go. Now, again, your limit may not be as high as if you're working with a business relationship manager, but hey, you don't want to pay anybody, right? So it's okay. You're doing this thing yourself. That's exactly what I would do. I'm literally telling you guys what I would do if I was in the same position where I didn't want to pay anybody. That's not me, though. I have literally paid you guys to date well into six figures in education. Not talking about school. I have a degree too, but not talking about that, a formal education. I mean in actual education for my business, between different coaches that help me with marketing, with sales, everything. Any and everything you could think of revolving a business, for hiring, firing, even for YouTube, right? So I wouldn't do that, but hey, we all have different budgets. We all have a different perspective. You like, hey, I don't trust nobody out there. I don't want to do this and that. This is what I would do. Now, if you meet the criteria, which let's go to some of the personal credit criteria. Let's put that on the screen. If you're looking for a business credit card, hey, 750 plus is really what I would aspire to be at before I applied, right? Also, you want to make sure your credit utilization is at bay. You want to make sure your highest credit limit is at least 10 to 15K plus. Any lower than that, you're going to risk getting a lower limit on the business side. I would go in with no derogatories, or at least a derogatory or two that's past 2 years of age, meaning it's been since July 2022. And before that, if it happened, anything above that, meaning January 2023, it's within 2 years, I would not go in and apply for anything until that thing was removed. Now, here we go. Yeah, 3+ years of credit history, 750, single digits is best. No negative items. And I told you what you could expect, even if you do have them. That's what I would look for. Right now, on the business side, it doesn't have to be as fancy. You don't have to go through and do a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, building up business credit and all that other jazz before you actually apply. You don't have to do that. Okay, I know a lot of people say that, but you don't. But what you do need to do is, in this case, you're doing it by yourself. You do want to have a business checking account with the bank that you go to first. I would let that season, not just for like a week or two. Since I'm doing it with no relationship manager, I really wait even longer. I'd wait like 1 to 3 months, really let it season, process some transactions, get familiar with the bank, and build a relationship first before I applied. Now, the more funding that you want is the more banks you want to do this for. I said start with the bank with your best relationship. However, you can do this with any bank. Again, you will have to know what the bank is looking for, and also inquiries. If you have a large amount of inquiries, you probably would want to get those removed first before applying. Okay. But that's the steps that I would take. I'm oversimplifying it here, guys. I'm not trying to make this sound simple and easy, but I'm just telling you what I would do. But depending on the relationships that you have and the amount of relationships you have, this could be done in less than 30 days. Because if you already have a relationship with a bank, you don't have to wait 1 to 3 months. You could just apply after you've already hit, the different criteria, or you've met the criteria that specific bank is looking for. So it does depend. If you're someone where your personal credit cards, you're at like 20 to 50K, you got like Capital One, Discover, or something like that, but you don't have a crazy amount of top tier banks as far as relationships on the personal side. You only got one personal checking account. It's going to be a harder road for you. Okay. A lot of guys out here, they're not telling you the truth. They're trying to make it seem very simple because that sells. If you're looking for clicks on YouTube, see me, I'm not looking for the largest amount of views on this channel. I'm looking for a very specific person when I make these videos. So I don't care about getting 1 million views and all that. So I can tell the truth. I don't have to say things that sound good, but are not the actual factual truth. Okay. So I'm glad that I'm not an actual YouTuber that is looking for views, because it puts me in a unique position where I can just say stuff how it is. Because a lot of people say things, it just sounds good from a marketing standpoint, but it's not real life. So anyways, going back to the original point though, it's not going to be easy if you're one of these people. So a lot of times it's not about the company that you work with. At least it's not just about the company that you work with. It's also about how well your profile is built up on the personal side and on the business side. Someone that is very good at business funding and being strategic and knowing what to do to put you in the best position to get the most amount of money from the bank so you can get some more money, right? You can get out your 9 to 5 or grow your business because you're tired of making the same amount every single month. If someone is good at that, they'll be able to look at your profile and say, okay, we need to go here. We need to go here. We need to do this. Boom, boom, boom. But if they're not, and you have no idea, you're not familiar with this stuff, it's going to be a long road for you, brother or sister. I'm just going to tell you that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not here to lie to y'all, and we need to accept that. We need to put it out there and not act like this thing is easy. But it can be easy for a lot of our clients that have been approved for 50, 75, 100, 150K, 200, even 250K plus in business funding. It was very easy for a lot of them. They took no denials. Hey, a lot did take denials, but only 1, 2, max 3 denials, but they still came through 50, 75, 100, 150, 200K plus in business funding. So just know that it depends on where you are and how much work you're willing to put in. But if you're willing to put in the work and take some time to do this, you could do it yourself. However, if you have other things going on and you want to get a return on investment, you're not one of these people that worry about the amount that you pay. You're more concerned with what you receive back. Because me personally, I'd empty my bank account. I'd empty out all of my credit lines, all my lines of credit on something that I know will give me a return. I don't care about how much I pay. I just care about the return and if it will get a return. If you're the same person, you care more about value than the actual amount of what something quote unquote costs, then this probably will be for you. So just click the easy button. You can get with me. We can take a look at this thing together. Click the link in the description, set up a call with me or my team, and we'll look through and see if we can do something. We'll build a strategy together on the call to see how I can get you the most money for your business. So you can either start, grow, scale your company. So again, you get out your 9 to 5, you're tired of taking lunch, whenever somebody tell you to take lunch and all that stuff. Well, do something about it. But if not, this is what you would do. Again, let's go over it again for the people that don't want to do that. Let's go over it again because that's literally the purpose of this video. I would take number one, before step kind of 1A, make sure you actually qualify. That's the most important thing. Make sure you actually qualify. Look at your personal credit, pull it up on Experian app, pull it up on Credit Karma, look through your actual profile and make sure that everything looks good. Don't forget any older late payments or any collections or anything like that. Make sure that everything is on point before you even think about applying, or it's definitely going to be a rough road for you. You're going to apply for things and just constantly get denied if you don't know what's going on. And that's what working with a coach will help you do, is make sure that you see and know every single thing that's going on, the things that you just cannot see because you don't have the same experience. Because that's the biggest thing with me, is just experience, because this is all I do. I do this all day, every day. You're not going to beat me at something that I do all day, every day. You'll never win. You'll never be as good as me ever, because I have the 10,000 hours of doing business funding. But anyway, say you don't care about none of that. There's a lot of y'all out there like that. So that's cool. If you don't care about that, just continue to listen. All right, let's go back. The original point, 1A, make sure that everything is on point. Your personal credit, you good to go. Your personal profile is already set up. Okay. Now, the next thing, go to the bank that you have the strongest relationship with so you can get a quick win, right? You should get an approval there, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25K maybe. Hey, even higher depending on you and your situation. Could be a lot higher depending on the bank, right? But also, you need to know what to do next. A lot of times people have Chase, they get a higher limit from Chase, and it just stops there, right? If you look at my page, this is not a Chase page. I make Chase videos. I actually love Chase, but that's not the only bank we can get money from. We know how to get funding from any bank. But either way, so if that's you, you can get to see, because Chase could give you a higher approval than other banks will. So what are you going to do when you go to the other banks, right? So you got to have the plan. So go here and pick out a good 3 to 6 banks that you want to do business with. You can just pick banks that you've seen before, right? Maybe that'll work for you. But you need to research, go back on YouTube, talk to other people, use your resources and see what you can collect from what that bank requires for funding, and make sure that you meet those requirements. If not, again, it's going to be a tough road for you, because you apply and get denied constantly. And then boom, if you can string out between 3 to 6 different banks, if you can string out at least an average of 15 to 25K, you can get 100K in business funding. And depending on where you start at, you can easily get 100K in less than 30 days. I mean, for most people profile, that's just like Tuesday for us. That's Tuesday at 1:00. That's not a big deal. It's nothing we write home about. When I get somebody 100K, I don't throw a party about it, because that's just part of what we do. We got so many clients over 100K that we have the solid proof for. We got the screenshots for. We got the approvals for. You could talk to them yourself. But either way, I'm just throwing that out there. But either way, if you don't want to do that, that's what you do. Okay. And I went a little off script on this one. I just kind of wanted to throw it out there because, hey, this is just a shorter version of it. The people that don't care about hiring people, they probably don't care to sit through a much longer video talking about this. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's what I would do. And that's how I would get 100K in funding for free in 30 days or less. But hey, if you appreciate someone that actually runs a paid service, kind of breaking down the things that we do for our clients so you could do it yourself for free, make sure you at least hit the like button. Show me some love, man. And comment, where are you from? Where are you from? Where's your business located? And you could comment below what industry you're in, and if you're in either the start, grow, or scale phase, and what state that you live in. But that's pretty much it, guys. Make sure you hit the like button. comment that, and subscribe for more funny videos, because guess what? They're going to continue to come your way. I am not letting up at all. I don't even know how to do that. See y'all in the next one. Peace.